I could see a point where we're like, as we get more immersed in technology and things like that, that the virtual world becomes more appealing than the real world. And like, if there were a way, bear with me here.
Okay.
I don't know how this would happen. I don't know how it would be implemented, but let's just say it has been, where you could like tap into this virtual world, like this connective virtual experience that isn't just on your phone anymore. It's like you can just tap into it or wherever, which I think would be the ultimate progression of technology. I mean, it's like you can already see how we're so attached to it right now, and then like as technology develops, it just becomes closer and closer. Now you got your fucking watch, and now you whatever. As it gets closer and closer to home, how your actual existence, you could literally tap into a world like almost like a virtual reality, kind of like what they did in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Where you could do whatever you want, you could look however you wanted, you could fuck whoever you wanted, you could eat whatever you wanted, you could go wherever you wanted. How many people would opt to stay in the real world?
I mean, I guess it depends on how good it was in there.
Like, it would obviously be shoddy at first, and you'd probably tap in and tap out. Like, when they first, just like cell phones, it's like, you know, your first cell phones are like kind of shitty, and like, you have internet, but like, you know, you can really only do like one thing per hour on the internet. And now it's like most people don't even need fucking computers anymore because you can do like literally everything on your phone unless you're typing like an essay, which who's doing that after the age of 24? So it's like you can do most regular shit on your phone. The only time I use a computer is like to edit videos and like stuff that probably eventually you'll be able to do on the phone anyway.
Yeah.
But for now, still better to have a physical computer. But like, so like, motherfucker. Anyway.
That one's sly.
Yeah. So like, as it progresses, yeah, I'm sure like they'll probably...
Ooh.
Caught him slipping. Technology's shoddy at first. You tap in, you tap out. Oh, it's cool. Like I went in there. I like banged some chick from high school. It was kind of glitchy. It's kind of like I went in there and like she only had like 2 lines that she'd keep repeating over and over again, like a video game or something where she was like, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so I was thinking about today. And like, and then you pop out and you're like, it was like as good as jerking off porn. But then the technology keeps going. And you're like, dude, I went in there, kind of like when you're in a dream. And like you can have like a wet dream. Like you can imagine and then feel the sensation, wake up and you came in your pants. I've never had that, but I hear
I've never had that.
But like they keep on improving it, the virtual reality, boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden you go in there, you're like, dude, I just spent a day in like fucking Fiji Islands, dude. Fucking rode horseback with George Washington and banged his wife. Then we ate like fucking like all this shit. I have a fucking 6-pack in this realm, dude. I can get anybody I want. I'm famous in this realm. I am the world's #1 pop star in this realm.
Okay. So you're talking about being like completely immersed in your own world, not like one that other people can be into.
Yes.
Okay.
And so you have this entire, kind of like with Inception, where everybody's in their own dream world. And it's like everybody's like in this like dream world where it's controlled. And like he's like, dude, why are they all asleep? And he's like, well, being asleep is better than being awake for them. It's like, okay, they get to do whatever they fucking want in their dreams, dude. When they wake up, they're just regular fucking dudes that they don't really like their lives that much. And it's like gets to the point where you have the option to basically have everything your heart desires.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, what is the point of real life at that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is if your regular life sucks, you don't have shit going for you, but you have this option to go into this realm where everything your heart desires is there.
Yeah.
How many people would take it? And also, as more and
slope, but also at the same time, if like, I don't know, why not just make that a reality too?
Because that's hard.
True.
Dude, you can't have everything you want in real life because there's other people in the game. You're one of 7 billion people. Like you could, even at best, you can do like, I would be willing to say that the most powerful person on the planet can still only do like 12% of the shit he really wants.
Oh, for sure.
Like, yeah, you could buy that building. You could have this band of Swedish concubines and stuff. You could do that shit, but it's like, you can't just like buy Europe. You can't just like fly to the moon and chill there.
True.
Like all the shit you want to do. Like right now, I want to run. I want to just teleport to Pluto. Look at it, come back, and be like, that shit was wild, dude.
Yeah.
Can't do that. 12%'s high. You can, but let's go with that. You can do 12% of the stuff you want in life if like you killed it at life.
Yeah.
Most people
Dude,
do
I
like
want to go like deep ocean and see if there's like some big ass like unknown sea creatures.
you can't.
I can't do that.
You can't do that. But in this virtual world,
Yeah, you could.
we could pause this podcast, this virtual podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the deep ocean, you see a fucking sea monster, and you come back and you're like, dude, that was close.
But then I don't know. Would it be a virtual you or would it be actual you like in another suit somewhere?
It would be your consciousness. You would just be like here, right? You just like tapped in, just unconscious.
Yeah.
And in your
Town. We're coming out of the consciousness.
in your mind, you can just do whatever
We just
you
paused and went to Pluto real quick.
want. Yeah, dude, we're back.
We're back.
Underwhelming. I'm glad we're back, dude.
We're back.
Boring.
Cold.
Very
A
cold.
cold out there.
Still shivering from Pluto.
Goosebumps.
So, I guess what my theory is that as more and more people start to go, you know what? Real life fucking sucks, bro. I'm going to just do whatever I want in this virtual realm and just living out the rest of my days in my own virtual world where I can still have like relationships with people, but it's all like a matrix or whatever. And like, I actually enjoy my matrix, And then as more and more people go to that, then it's like less and less people are here. And then I'm like, dude, what happened to fucking Matt? Matt's in the matrix now, dude. He's just done? Yeah, he's just doing that now. Everybody's doing that. And I'm like, well, nobody wants to hang out? And then it's like, well, dude, if you want to hang out, you can fucking join us over there.
What if in your matrix, though, they develop a matrix-like thing, and then every one of your connections in that matrix goes into their internal matrix, and they don't want to hang out with you anymore?
Well, I guess that would suck. But like, if you wanted to hang out with me in real life, why wouldn't you want to hang out with me in like? I guess like if people are like, dude, in my ideal, I know I hang out with you like every day, but in my ideal life, I wish I never had to see that guy.
Yeah, that's me in your matrix.
Yeah, you're like, dude, I'm not gonna start a podcast in the Matrix, bro.
I don't even have my own thoughts.
Yeah, I am Joe Rogan in my Matrix, dude. Like, why the fuck would I come here? You still have a studio with no toilet in your fake reality. You have the worst Matrix, dude. I'm not.
Pull up to here in a Bugatti in your Matrix to do the podcast.
I just think that.
Still no toilet.
I think that is. If I had to guess, I think that is hell. Personally.
What?
I think that hell is not necessarily what we think of when we think of hell, burning in hellfire. I think that hell would be having everything you ever wanted. Because I think there's something about the soul, not getting religious, but just the soul, the spirit, whatever the fuck word you want to use, that needs like I don't know what the word is. Like you need the challenge, you need the feedback. There's something that makes you a better person and a more fulfilled person by actually having to achieve these things. Mm-hmm. And so I think it would be a truly miserable experience to exist in a realm where it's everything, all at once. And that you can tell that that's the point in the thought process that
you'd love it.
I think that I would. Okay,
You said you'd never leave it.
Here's what I'm worried about, dude. Would you get mad if your girlfriend tapped into a virtual realm and like fuck some other dude and then tap back out? I was like, I didn't fuck him in real life. Fuck him in the virtual realm. It's like, dude, you still had that experience, but I guess it doesn't technically count. But it's like, it still kind of counts. It's still real.
I mean, but in that situation, you'd probably be in the virtual realm banging people too.
Of course.
Yeah, so why the double standard?
But then what's the point of having like it's like why would okay, if you're just a single dude and it's like, dude, I'm bored. I'm gonna go tap into a realm and just bang Lana Rhodes right now. And then you tap out and you're like, all right, I'm good.
But is that just jerking off at that point, pretty much? Like,
yeah, but you actually are going in there and just like you actually had sex with Lana Rhodes.
but is it
Virtually.
actually her? No, it's like a thought of her.
Yeah, but it's just as real because you like you're in there. You're fucking doing it. You know, you're doing
Yeah.
it. You have the full experience. And then like you're laying next to her and she's like talking about shit and you're like, I'm out of here.
Boring. Skip,
Yeah,
skip.
And then you tap back out and you tap back in and then it's like you can do whatever you want. It's like, why would you ever bother going out talking to girls? Why would you do that? There's got to like the second that you can have anything you want at your heart's desire, like what is even the point of going back into the real world and having to try? Like why am I going to go out to Fells Point and get shut down by 7 girls? Not that I try to talk to 7 girls a night, but if you're the type of guy who does, why would you do that if you could just not go out at all?
I mean, isn't there that like caveman mentality still though of like wanting to somehow live forever, therefore like just creating another you with someone?
Yeah. Like the drive to reproduce.
Yeah.
But like I don't think most people are thinking of that when they're having sex. Like I think
Oh no.
that's like nature's trick. They're like, dude, we're going to make you really want to bang. And the
Make it
reason
feel
for
good.
that, yeah, we're going to make it feel awesome. And we're going to make it occupy 98% of your headspace on a day-to-day basis because the ultimate goal of life is to reproduce. But then human beings fucking do what we do best, which is trick nature, you know? And then it's like nature. It's like, dude, nature's like, dude, it's fucking hot. You have to do shit. And then humans are like, no, it's not, dude. I got air conditioning. Now your heat doesn't matter to me, dude. You know? Like, oh, it's raining. I got a house. You know, you're just bypassing nature. Nature's throwing up. Nature's like, we want you to reproduce because that's what nature does. Every species has a drive to reproduce. And then you're like, all right, so this is what I got to do. But like that urge, like, I think you're probably only going to, out of all the times that you come and have sex in your life, maybe 0.0000001% of that, maybe even less, is to have a child.
True.
Every time you go on a Pornhub,
Yeah, you're not trying to have a child when you're beating off.
and if you are, you're beating
You're
up the
doing
wrong,
it
you're barking
wrong.
up the wrong tree, dude. It's not how you do it. But like, I think that like, yeah, there's probably a lot of people that are like, dude, in your virtual world, you can have the best family ever. The perfect wife. The perfect son. You know? I'm just
Yeah.
saying you gotta.
I mean, I guess it depends on like how actually like if it actually triggers like the same brain chemistry or whatever. Like if you're actually getting like fulfillment from it. Like if you're, because I don't know if it would be the same if it was just like, I mean, I don't know. In the beginning, I thought you meant like everyone was tagging into the same fucking reality, and then like everyone could just be together. But you're talking about being like alone in a simulation, which like I feel like I don't know if that would be as fulfilling as if it would like other people were there too.
Yeah. Well, okay. When you're talking about the brain chemistry, it's like they already show that like getting a like on Instagram or like getting a like on Facebook.
Yeah. And like
Triggers, like,
video
the-
games do shit to
Yeah.
you. Like you can get like fucking adrenaline rushes and shit from that. for
Like you
sure.
go into the fucking thing and like you get the same rush that you would get from having like a real life interaction with somebody from a fucking notification on your phone. And so now what happens? People become less social than we were 100 years ago. You know, people are less likely to say hi to each other walking down the street because it's like the need to be social has been kind of quelled by this constant influx of validation and like this chemical like response that you get from interacting virtually, you know? So like you can definitely trigger, just like we were saying before about wet dreams, you can have sex in your dream and real life come. That's a thing.
I wish I could do it.
I wish I could do that too.
That'd be sick.
Which is why I'm banking on this virtual reality, dude. But I guess my point is like, I know it sounds far-fetched, but also like, I feel like if we were to describe this to somebody 3,000 years ago, they'd be like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
You mean I can just talk to the guy in fucking Asia, right? I can what the guy in China and talk to him? I can call him? How? How do you do that? Call him what? What are you talking about,
What do you
dude?
mean call?
I never even heard of China. But like, that's what I'm getting at, dude. So like, this is another tangent that really has no moral, but it's just a thought experiment that I was doing. Is like, I could easily see people gravitating toward that, and then just like, and that's like the whole like life is a simulation shit. That theory, which I don't necessarily, believe, but like, what would be the difference if we all went into a matrix where everybody was there and all interconnected? That would just be life, because like you'd be in that matrix competing with other people's, like everybody's in the same.
But like, you wouldn't necessarily have to do that shit. You could choose to do that shit, but you could probably do a bunch of other crazy shit. Like you and like me and you could just be like, oh, yo, you want to go fucking like try to like rob a bank or something with no consequences? Oh, perfect. Let me just fucking, I don't know, do some crazy shit. Like we could just do crazy shit.
Yeah, but then like after you and I hit you up and I'm like, yo, you want to tap in the matrix and like rob a bank today? And you're like, hell yeah. And then you do it and you come back and you've been robbing a bank for like 4 hours and you're like, dude, we almost made it, dude. We almost made it. We got fucking capped the last second. We almost had him. It's like you come back and you're like, all right, now what? You want to do we just robbed a bank in virtual reality, dude. And now what do you want to do? Fucking hang out? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't fucking know. It's just like I'm saying, if everybody was in the same thing, then there would be like other things. Because it's like, dude, like I want to buy that building. But then there's this other guy that's also in that same matrix who's like, no, dude, I want to buy that building. I don't want that shit. I'm talking about going to my own matrix where I'm the only one. And I'm like, dude, I'm getting that building. Everybody else in my matrix is like, all right, dude, I don't know anybody else who would want that building. It's $0. It's yours. You already own it. I'm just saying that these are things that I think could happen. I truly believe that virtual digital technology is going to get to the point where it's going to outcompete regular life for a lot of people. Truly believe that. We're already watching it happen. We are already watching it happen, dude. Every time I'm sitting in a fucking circle of people and everyone's just like, okay, half the time when I'm sitting at my house, laying on my couch, watching TV, I'll zoom out and I'll look at myself like astral projection. Not really, but metaphorically, I'll zoom out and I'll stand in the middle of my living room and stare at myself on the couch and just subtract the TV from the situation. Just subtract the TV.
Yeah.
And what do you have? A guy laying down, staring at a wall for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe occasionally getting up to eat. I'll be sitting in a social circle and like the conversation will come to a halt and you look around and every single person's just looking on their phone. And then I'd be like, wow, zoom out, subtract the phone, and now you just have a group of people standing in a circle in silence, staring at the ground.